Okay, so I call this the pencil neck trick. It's a good way for getting kids or sometimes people that have various difficulties with motor skills, assessing and seeing how they will do when it comes to playing guitar. Now, other than that, it's just a good way of getting people to see the posture that's useful on a guitar. You take a pencil, as you see here, and the idea is that you tell them you have a little bit of water in the palm of your hand, and you don't want to spill that water out in any direction. You want to keep that, or a little rolled up piece of paper or something like that. Obviously, you don't have to put anything in their hand. It's just to explain that you're trying to keep that flat. You want your thumb locked this way, not like that. You want every knuckle in your fingers bent. You want the pencil parallel to the floor, and you want the pencil and your arm to form a T so that the pencil and the arm are perpendicular. If the pencil is not parallel to the floor, fingers will start to straighten out. If the pencil is not at a T angle to your arm, fingers will start to straighten out. You want to be able to roll the pencil, or see if people can roll it, move it around, and control it. You want to see if you can hold it with inside fingers, outside fingers, with any finger that you want, including your pinky if you can. That's the difficult one. Now, if you can keep your hand flat, you're pretending that there's a little water in your palm and you can't spill it out that way or that way or this way or that way. You just want the pencil to be controlled by your thumb and fingers. You're not squeezing, you're not trying to break it, you're not getting white knuckled about it. It's just a good posture. Then what you do is you get them to point the pencil toward the floor, and then you replace the pencil with the guitar neck. You still have the same posture and you have control over it. Oops. You can see I can move my thumb and fingers around that. If I was to pick something up, I would want to pick it up. So I said I'm going to pick this up just with my thumb fingers like that. If you put a real guitar in there, you've got them now that kind of posture. Then you tell them, pick it up just a tiny bit off the floor, just enough. You don't have to have your fingers on the strings, just touching the fretboard. They can be on or off the strings, it doesn't matter. You're just trying to keep that posture and just lift it a tiny bit. And then what you do is, whichever leg, it doesn't matter. If you're classical style, it'll be left leg. If you're folk style, it'll be right leg. You get the guitar and you pick it up, put it on your lap. Any finger that's near a string, get on the string, get right behind a fret, and you'll find that if you imagine that kind of pressure you used just now to pick it up, that's going to be plenty. Picking the guitar up is going to be like 10 times more pressure you need to get a string to ring. If you're right behind the fret and you're on the tip of the finger, remembering that the tip of the finger inside is quite like a pencil. If you've seen a skeleton, it goes to a point. So the tip of your finger, the hard bit's kind of hard to find sometimes. And you're trying to get children, especially, you're trying to talk to kids and tell them, you want the hard part of your fingertip, not the gushy bit. They like words like that, gushy and smushy and stuff. So you try to get them to get one note, being near the fret, all the knuckles bent, just like they had the pencil. This could be talking about you yourself if you want. Just like you've got the pencil, you got the guitar. It's just a big fat pencil. And when you hold it like that, your fingers and your thumb are opposing. Prehensile grip. That's why we can do what we do. So if you were to pick up anything, a piece of paper or a book or something that you find on the ground, doesn't matter, you quite often reach for it with your opposing thumb and fingers. But the good habit, especially if you're talking to a kid, is to get that fingering shape where the thumb is behind the fingers like that. And that's a pretty good way of looking at it. If in doubt, just practice a little bit of holding a pencil simply like that and getting used to that posture where you got quite a light touch with it, you know, and you can grab it with any finger you want. You can move it around, you can roll it, you can move your wrist around a little bit with it, and then stick the guitar in there and keep that sort of shape. All right, I hope that helps. It's not quite an obvious thing sometimes, and you'll find that the more you try and do it, the less you'll be tempted to do this sort of posture.